Hey guys, welcome back to another video in the series of Git Crash Course. So as you can see on my screen, today we are going to talk about GitHub and how to go remote. So there are topics which we are going to discuss today. Is the first topic is what is GitHub, workflow in GitHub. Third is how do you create an account on your GitHub and you can create with us, along with us, use any email ID. After that, we'll create our first repository for today. The repository that I'll create in this video is independent of this course. You can create any repository with any sort of name and then cloning a sample repository in local. So what we'll do is whatever repository we have created on the GitHub on the web part, we'll just clone that using a git clone command. So that's what we'll do today in this video. So guys, if you have not subscribed my channel till yet, please do so. So without further ado, let's dive right into the video. Let's talk about GitHub. So GitHub is a provider of internet hosting for software development and version control using Git. It offers the distributed versions control and source code management functionality of Git plus its own features. It provides access control in several collaboration features such as bug tracking, feature request, task management, continuous integration, and wikis for every project. So the headquarters of GitHub is in California and it has been a subsidiary of Microsoft since 2018. So since 2018, Microsoft is the owner. Now, if you can see on this screen, consider this GitHub as like remote repository and you have three workstations over here. So consider it as three people who are working on the same code. So what they'll do with using Git, which is already installed in their system, they pull the code. So pulling code means the code is over here in the central repository. They pull the code and then the code comes on their workstation. At the same time, someone else is also doing the same thing and the third person is also doing the same thing. Now once this guy makes some changes to his code, he can push those code or commit, as you can see over here, to the Git. Using Git, this will be pushed to the GitHub repository. So there are two operations happening. Here, once you have done with your code, you'll commit the changes using Git and then those changes will be pushed to GitHub. Now let's say if your GitHub repository was on X, after pushing this, it will be X dash. Now these two people can do the same thing. So this is a very basic idea of how a repository of changing code or pushing changes or pulling changes work. Now let me define this push or pull over here and commit and update over here. Now pull is something when you pull the code from the central repository to the local workstation. Push is the opposite. You push the code from your local to the central repository. Commit is the first process. Before after that you push the code and after pulling you update it. So check out this arrow. This is your laptop or a desktop. You commit, you push the code to the central repository, or after like 10 days there is some changes in the code, you just pull it through Git and update your workstation. So that's the basic idea of how GitHub works. Go to Google again, look for GitHub, enter and open the first link. Now there are two options available, sign in and sign up. If you have an account, sign in, otherwise click on sign up. Give a username, make sure that username is different. Give an email ID which is not associated with GitHub. For example, I'm giving my ID. Give a password below and make sure it's according to the standards. Click on verify and answer the question. Pick the spiral galaxy, click on spiral galaxy. There is one more to go. Again click on that and create your account. So I'm not creating my account because I already have one. So what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll click on sign in. I'll give my LogicOps Lab username and the password, sign in. Now I have multi-factor authentication. So it has sent 6-digit code to my email ID. I'll enter that and verify. And this is how a page looks like. If you can see on my left, there is already one repository there. What you can do, you can just go above, click on new. Let me expand this for a better view. Now click on new, enter a repository name which is already not used. Let's type Jenkins automation. And if you see that green signal below, it means that it's new and can be used. There are two options, public and private. Private cannot be used by anyone, public can be used by anyone. Description, you can just enter anything about your repository. Let's enter code base for Jenkins automation tutorial. Just do not create it. Click on add a readme so that it's not an empty repository. Now you can go inside, go below and create repository. Once you create it, you can see that your repository has been created over here. Now what you can do is you can just check, go to your desktop or somewhere, create a new folder, give any name. Let's name it Jenkins automation. We'll clone the repository in your local, and as we have Git already installed, it will be a breeze. Go inside, right click, okay, before doing that you have to copy the repository link. Click on code, make sure it is HTTPS, copy it, minimize the browser, right click over here. You do not need to do any new thing, you just have to click on git bash here. It will come after the git installation which we did just a few minutes back. Type git clone and the paste the link of the repository which we just copied. Hit enter and it will clone everything from the central repository to your local laptop, and that's what we talked about in this video in the previous few slides. Do a list over here, you can see the folder, go inside the folder, enter, do an ls over here and you can see the readme file which has come from the central repository to the local repository. Now clean it. Okay, clear should be the command. Now what you can do over here is go back, create a file over here. Now you can do through web UI, click on add file, either you can create or you can upload. Just create a new file. We'll call it first.bat, and below the edit new file option, write echo off and you can echo a message. So let's say echo inverted commas, this is a file. Come down, enter your message, whatever relevant message is there from web, because we are doing from web, and just commit. And if you refresh it, you can see your file over there. Now you have to bring this file to the local, from central to local. Do an ls over here. You can use git fetch or git pull, but git fetch won't work here. But I want to give you a view. What does it actually do? Enter. It will show you the stuff that everything is in sync, but it won't bring the file. Let's just check it. Do an ls over here. You cannot see the file. So git pull is the command. So git pull is basically git fetch and merge. We'll talk about that later in a few weeks when I'll create a new video over that. Here you can see a new file is there. Now you have to do ls over here. You can see the first.bat file is present. So that's how it works, guys. These steps are just for your understanding. The only thing that you want to do here is create an account on GitHub, because that's what's relevant for this course. So bye guys, and I'll see you in the next video.